This is a Monogram 69 Camaro Z28. I built a lot of Monogram kits when I was younger, and I liked their car kits, most of them. I built many of them, the same ones over and over. I liked them so well. I think one of the things I like about them is, they have a really thick plastic, especially in the body. The parts are not usually warped in any way. They were easy to handle. They didn't have a high piece count, easy to put together. I wasn't, especially when I was a kid and I was building them, I wasn't looking for a kit that had a lot of spindly parts, tiny little parts I had to deal with. I wasn't that kind of builder. I just wanted to put them together and have fun with them. So this is the kit itself, right here. I had never seen this kit ever before that I can remember. Not as a kid, and not since then. And I saw it one day somewhere online, and I was like, oh, I'll have to check that out. I'd never seen that, and I ordered it. And this is like a couple years or so ago, and I just now got around to building it. I started to paint it. I painted the body, and then my airbrush took a crap, and that was the end of that airbrush, and I had to wait until I bought another one to continue to paint the hood, the front fascia, the radiator support, and the firewall. I think those are the only parts. Maybe this back piece here, the back panel. So I had to wait. I got the airbrush after a while, and then I just finally found the time to paint those parts, and then I started to just assemble it when I had time. This is a color that I use, which is actually a Ford color. It's a Ford Mustang color, which is called Need for Green. So it's a bright color. It's not a neon color. I'm not sure how it'll show up on camera, but it is a solid color, not metallic. I don't usually go for green, but I kind of like it. And I thought it would just be something different. So once I got the new airbrush, I finished painting the parts, and it was ready to go, and I put it together. There's two sets of rims because it has wider tires for the back. It has this car comes with, on the setup for the engine, which is, I'm going to say that's a small block Chevy. It comes with like a weird twin turbo setup. It looks like there's two turbos, one on each side. They're very small, connected to a carburetor in the middle. It's very odd. And then it had these unusual pipes that would go down, and then it would connect to the side pipe here. So there's no exhaust that comes with the car, separate exhaust that would go all the way down underneath the rear axle and all that. Since I wasn't using the turbo because I thought it was silly looking, I just put a 4-barrel on it, and a 4-barrel, I don't know if this intake came with the car or not, but I just put a 4-barrel and an air cleaner on it. Keep it simple. And these headers are out of my parts box. I don't know what they're for, but they're not really Chevy headers, but they're the only headers I had that would fit. So I should probably make a pipe or something with a glass back or something on it, but I wasn't going to go that far with this one. It's just a build for the shelf. So let's see if there's a picture. I don't know if you can see it here, but you can barely see how the turbo goes over the valve covers, and that's where the turbo sits, and then the pipes go down underneath. I just thought it was odd. Here you can see where the pipes come underneath and connect to the side pipes. I don't like side pipes, so there was no way I was going to use those anyway. But of course, when I bought the kit, I didn't know what parts would be in it. So I didn't know if it was an option, or actually in this case, it's not an option, it's just the only way you can build a car. So being as it has a larger tire on the back and a totally different rim than the front, The front kind of looks like a Monogram type wheel or something, and then the rear to me looks like a Dodge or Chrysler rim, to be honest with you. But I went ahead and just, did a regular job on the bottom. It's a black and white interior, and that's about it. It just put it together from there. The only thing, there's a couple things I don't like about this kit. If you get one of these kits, or you have one and you go to build it, you're going to have an issue trying to get this lower valance to meet up with the top. So if I was going to build another one of these Camaros, I would glue that on first. Now this piece here underneath is attached to the grill, so if I was building this car again, I would just, not this grill part here, the chrome part is separate, but where the chrome part goes into, it sets into, is part of the lower panel. So what I would have done if I did another one is I would fill that seam and mold those in smooth, and you should be able to still get the chassis inside, because it only goes in a little bit. And as long as you don't put the back one in, the back one's not that bad, but that front one, trying to get both sides of it to match up was like next to impossible. So when you get it close, then you're going to have to do some body work. And since I'd already painted and cleared the car, it wasn't worth stripping or doing any of that just to fill that seam. So I just filled it with some glue and then just hand painted it to try to fill it. And it is what it is. Like I say, if I did build another one, which is not likely, and for you that have one, just be aware of that, and I recommend gluing this part on, doing the body work, and then you can just drop the grill in later. I don't like the tail lights. Tail lights don't exactly fit in a hole very well. There's nothing behind the tail light, so they'll either fall through, or you have to do a little shaving here and there and try to get it in there. And they kept falling out, and in all this nonsense, they got all nastied up. So I'm disappointed in the way those mounted. They should have just popped in. You should have been able to just glue them in, and that would have been it. But that's not what happened. And if I remember right, these are molded in clear, so you had to paint them red anyway. So I was disappointed with that too. The rest of the car, other than I changed the engine, but that was me. Some people might like the turbo and the side pipes. But other than that, it was fine. It does come with decals for the Z28 and the Camaro. Those were nice. And the side markers. The side markers on the car are decals. I was going to paint them, but I ran out of the amber. So, you go to buy a bottle of Tamiya paint online, and it's like crazy, I have no hobby shop where I can get Tamiya paint near me, so I can't just walk into a store and get a bottle for like $5 or $6. You end up paying like $9, $10, or $11 to try to get it online, because you got to pay shipping. So anyway, I ran out anyway, and I'll debate what to do, get another one later. I'll probably just go to Hobby Lobby and get a, a Tester's Signal Amber, and use that in the future. But yeah, it's really getting tough nowadays when there's if you don't have a hobby store near you, just to order one simple thing costs you, because of the shipping, costs more than the item you're buying sometimes. Anyway, that's it. I can't think of anything else about this car. I like the hood. It's a Cal induction hood, but I don't know if that's factory Camaro. I'm not an expert on Camaros. Mustangs I can do. I know all about Mustangs, but I don't know much about Camaros. But I like the body style. I like the 67, 8, and 9 Camaros. Those are probably my favorite years for the Camaros. I just like them. And I've ridden in a few of them. I think I drove one when I was a kid. A friend of mine, his friend had one, and I drove it. And it was a good car. I liked it. And that was it was a Z28 too, I want to say it was a rally car. Somebody had the stripes and everything, and that car would go. So that was pretty cool. So I don't know if you know about splash paints. I see a lot of people advertising or talking about different paints. The reason I use splash paints is they so far all the ones I've gotten have worked, but you don't have to mix anything. You don't have to be a chemist. It works right out of the bottle. You just take the bottle, put it in your airbrush, and shoot it. You don't have to be like, mixing this 50-50, 40-60, mixing that, or putting some kind of special ingredient in it. You don't have to do any of that. They sell it just like it is, ready to go. So that to me is, I don't like to airbrush a lot anyway. And the last thing I want to do is be a chemist and try to figure it all out. I don't, that's irritating to me. And not only that, I think if somebody comes up and they can put it in a bottle and it's ready to go, why would you not do that? I don't know. But anyway, that's the Mustang. It's done. Maybe you have one of these cars in your collection, and maybe the tips I mentioned will help you when you get around to building it. I do sort of recommend it if you like these Camaros, especially if you're probably use a twin turbo setup, and it's not like a twin turbo like you see in modern kits where the turbos are down below in front of the near the radiator and front down lower in the engine and all. It's nothing like that. It's like an old style twin turbo thing that bolts on top of the intake. It's kind of unusual, just old, very old school. And you like side pipes, you're downtown, because it only comes with side pipes. And that will be your thing. I guess you could do something with the side pipes. You could make it a custom or lowrider or something, I guess. But I'm not a fan of side pipes. But yeah, I would recommend it if you like Camaros and you like a '69. Yeah, you could swap out the wheels. You wouldn't have to use these wheels. They're very simple. They just slide on over the spindle and the rear axle. They slide just your typical Monogram backing plate part on the tire. So you could use probably any other Monogram tire or kit. Combination would probably slap right on it. And then you wouldn't have the back end sitting higher than the front, which I don't really like. But you'd have the same rim on front and rear and the same size tire. You could do that too. And that's it. It ain't much. Just another shelf model. But it's done. So we'll catch you next time.